We now go to the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Davis.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I know that it's been a long day and lots of questions and answers have been shared. But let me ask you gentlemen this. Last week, an unidentified individual who was described as a military special ops member appeared on national television to give an interview on the military's response to the attacks in Benghazi. The man appeared behind a black screen in order to conceal his identity. He suggested that military assets in Europe could have prevented the second attack in Benghazi. Specifically, he said this: "I know for a fact that C-110, the EUCOM, European Command, CIF Commanders in Extremist Force, was doing a training exercise not in the region of North Africa, but in Europe, and they had the ability to react and respond." He further stated, "We had the ability to load out, get on birds, that is aircraft, and fly there at a minimum stage. C-110 had the ability to be there, in my opinion, in 4 to 6 hours." He then went on to conclude that they would have been there before the second attack. Let me ask if any of you gentlemen are familiar with this claim.
Yeah, I've seen. I saw it on television. Yes.
All right. In order to investigate the claim, last week Ranking Member Cummings wrote a letter to Secretary Hager asking for the Defense Department's response. We've now received that written response from the Department, and I'd like to enter that letter into the record, Mr. Chairman.
When we have it, we'll take it under advisement. I haven't seen it yet.
In regards to the anonymous allegation that the CIF could have arrived in Benghazi prior to the initiation of the second attack on the annex, the time needed from alerting the CIF to landing at the Benghazi airport is greater than the approximately 7.5 hours between the initiation of the first attack and that of the second one. The letter also says this: "The time requirements for notification, load, and transit alone prevented the CIF from being at the annex in time enough to change events." Does anyone disagree with that statement?
I think the only thing I would add to that, not being privy to the decisions on the ground on that day, what's valuable is none of us, including the committee, had those details but for that person coming forward and making that allegation. I think that's the point that minority Mr. Cummings made, is that it's important to get these questions raised in this format. Otherwise, we're going to continue to see those same kinds of allegations because people do not feel that the answers have been provided or that those answers have been provided in a credible way. So I think it is much more important to get it done in this manner.
Thank you very much. The Defense Department's letter appears to be consistent with the ARB report, which said this, and I quote, "The Board found no evidence of any undue delays in decision-making or denial of support from Washington or from the military combatant commanders. Quite the contrary. The safe evacuation of all U.S. government personnel from Benghazi 12 hours after the initial attack and subsequently to Ramstein Air Force Base was the result of exceptional U.S. government coordination and military response and helped save the lives of 2 severely wounded Americans." So I don't know who that unidentified individual was on Fox News, but according to the Defense Department, his claim is incorrect. And so, Mr. Chairman, I simply wanted to get that into the record. And thank you very much.
Will the gentleman yield? Will the gentleman yield?
Yes.
Would the gentleman yield?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I believe you yield to me, correct?
I'm yielding to Ms. Maloney.
Thank you. Thank you very much. By all accounts, Ambassador Stevens was a remarkable man, and I wonder, was he aware how dangerous it was in Benghazi? And Mr. Hicks, were you aware how dangerous it was, yet he still made the decision to go there? Is that correct?
Gentleman's time has expired.
Okay.
You may answer.
Yes, the ambassador was very well aware of the security situation in Benghazi. Before he went, we had the chance to outbrief Eric Gaudiosi, the departing principal officer.
Thank you.